Once upon a time, in the bustling and colorful Smurf village, the sun peeked over the horizon, waking all the Smurfs from their cozy beds. But today was different. A shocking discovery awaited them. Papa Smurf was missing. His beloved red hat and trusty staff were left behind in his hut, but he was nowhere to be found. The Smurfs gathered, wide-eyed and worried, as they tried to make sense of the mystery. "We got to find Papa Smurf," declared Smurfette with determination glinting in her eyes. Brainy adjusted his glasses thoughtfully. Perhaps he went on a secret mission, Clumsy chattered excitedly. Maybe he's playing hide and seek. Meanwhile, Hefty flexed his muscles, ready to take on whatever challenge lay ahead. Together, the four friends embarked on a quest to solve the mystery of Papa Smurf's disappearance. Smurfette led the way down the forest path, the birds chirping melodiously around them as she kept a sharp eye out for any clues. Brainy carried his notebook, jotting down anything that seemed unusual. As they ventured deeper into the woods, Clumsy tripped over a strange-looking rock. Plop! "Oops," he said, picking himself up. But the accident revealed something interesting, a map carved into the stone. Acting quickly, Brainy examined the rock. "This points towards Whispering Pines," he exclaimed with excitement. They hurried towards Whispering Pines, where the trees seemed taller and the shadows deeper. Suddenly, they noticed footsteps, tiny ones, just like Papa Smurf's. Cracking the case, they followed the trail, which led to a hidden glade sparkling with sunlight. In the center of the clearing was Papa Smurf, sitting peacefully with a handful of woodland creatures around him. "Papa Smurf," Smurfette cried with relief, and they all ran to him. My dear Smurfs," Papa chuckled. "I was sharing tales with the forest friends. I forgot to tell you all where I was headed." The Smurfs hugged Papa Smurf joyfully, thankful their mystery was solved. Smurf Village would no longer feel the absence of its wise, beloved leader. With laughter and love, they returned to their village, promising only to spread Smurfiness wherever they went.
Once upon a time, in the enchanting land of Smurfs, a group of little blue creatures lived happily. Among them were Clumsy, known for his habit of tripping over everything, and Brainy, whose knack for knowledge often led him to lecture his friends. One sunny day, the Smurfs were bustling about, busy with their daily chores, when Clumsy stumbled upon a peculiar sight. Near the edge of the mysterious dark forest, he found a mushroom that was unusual in every way, glowing like a tiny star in the grass. Curious, Clumsy called Brainy to take a closer look. Brainy squinted through his spectacles and gasped, "Oh my Smurf! This mushroom is magical and dangerous. We must be cautious." As the news of the extraordinary mushroom spread through the Smurf village, the Smurfs pieced together an unsettling thought. Papa Smurf, the wise leader of their village, was nowhere to be found, likely venturing alone into the depths of the dark forest on a secret mission. Though the very idea of the dark forest sent shivers through their small spines, the brave Smurfs knew they couldn't leave Papa Smurf to face the dangers alone. Mustering all their courage, Clumsy, Brainy, and a handful of other Smurfs decided to follow the intriguing clues laid out by the glowing mushroom. As they entered the forest, shadows danced among the trees, and eerie sounds whispered around them. Yet, united by their mission, the Smurfs marched forward determinedly. Along the way, they encountered puzzling riddles and mysterious creatures that tested their wits and bravery. Eventually, they reached a hidden glade at the heart of the forest. There, amidst ancient trees, they found Papa Smurf studying a book of spells and attempting to lift an enchantment that had long plagued their village. Grateful for their arrival, Papa Smurf smiled and congratulated them for their bravery and teamwork. With his guidance, the Smurfs successfully completed the secret mission, restoring peace and prosperity to their beloved Smurf village. Deep in the heart of the verdant forest, a small group of lively Smurfs were on a forest adventure. They were led by Smurfette, who was confident and always full of energy. Papa Smurf, Brainy, Hefty, and the others followed. Together, they meandered through the towering trees and vibrant foliage, chatting happily and gathering berries for their spectacular Smurfberry Fest. The sunlight sparkled through the leaves, casting playful shadows on the forest floor. Everything seemed perfect until they stumbled upon something quite strange. There were traps. Look out, warned Brainy Smurf, adjusting his glasses nervously. There was a curious contraption sprouting from the ground. It was tangled and twisted around Streltus plants that suddenly reached like angry hands. Oh my Smurfness! What do we do? Giggled Clumsy, almost tripping over yet another ensnarement. Papa Smurf pulled everyone close. Be careful, my fellow Smurfs. The forest must be protecting something. As they inched forward, a low rustling echoed around them, and the towering trees began to murmur and sway. Halt, small creatures, called a boulder-like voice from one of the grand old oaks. Talking trees, gasped Smurfette, her eyes wide with wonder. Papa Smurf stroked his beard thoughtfully. They're enchanted, trying to keep intruders away. We must respect them. Through the air floated soft eerie whispers, twirling like silk ribbons. The forest seemed alive with ancient secrets, and Smurfette froze as she heard a familiar voice. Smurfette, called the voice sweetly, like a distant lullaby. Smurfette, can you hear me? Papa Smurf! Smurfette exclaimed in surprise, looking around eagerly. There was nobody there, only the trees and her friends. It's a trick, Papa Smurf hushed her wisely. I'm right here. It's a spirit of the forest trying to trick you. Together, they huddled, knowing now the forest spirit was crafty and wanted them lost. Let's stay close, Hefty said, flexing his muscles, and not let the forest fool us. Determined, the Smurfs moved cautiously onward, assisting one another over tricky paths, ignoring deceitful voices. It was a bright and sunny day in Smurf Village, but there was a hint of worry in the air. Papa Smurf was missing. Smurfette, Brainy Smurf, and Clumsy Smurf decided to go on an adventure to find him. They wandered through the forest and came upon an old, hidden tower guarded by shimmering, magical barriers. Look! A tower we've never seen before, exclaimed Smurfette, her eyes wide with curiosity. Brainy Smurf adjusted his glasses, scrutinizing the tower. This must be protected by enchantment. Only powerful magic could hide something so big, he pondered aloud. Clumsy smuffed around, accidentally bumping into the magic barrier, causing it to shimmer in vibrant colors. Oops! How do we get inside? He asked innocently. Suddenly, the magic shimmer rose higher, forming into the figure of Gargamel's face. Aha! You Smurfs have found my secret. But you'll never break my enchantment, the face echoed ominously. The trio exchanged worried glances, realizing the grave situation. Determined to rescue Papa Smurf, Brainy remembered the wisdom in the Smurf books back home. I know! We need to search for a way to break magical barriers. Perhaps the book about enchanted spells holds the key, Brainy suggested, tapping his temple. After a quick journey back to the village and some frantic page-turning in the magical library, Brainy returned with a plan. We need to gather 3 ingredients. The petal of a moonflower, a pinch of stardust, and a drop of morning dew, he instructed. With teamwork and adventure, Smurfette picked moonflowers from the enchanted garden, Clumsy collected stardust from the sparkling cave, and Brainy harvested morning dew at sunrise. Back at the tower, they mixed the ingredients carefully and sprinkled them over the barrier. A shimmer, a crackle, and suddenly the enchantment disappeared. The Smurfs rushed inside the tower to find Gargamel's magic mirror revealing Papa Smurf, trapped in a crystal cage. However, with the Smurf spell now broken, the mirror's magic waned. The cage dissolved, freeing Papa Smurf at last. Great job, my little Smurfs. Your bravery and clever thinking saved me, Papa Smurf said with warmth as he embraced them. Once upon a time in a magical forest, there lived a group of tiny blue creatures known as Smurfs. Brainy, Hefty, and Smurfette were among the bravest of the group. One day, a terrible thing happened. Papa Smurf was captured by enchanted guards who held him prisoner behind a magical shield. The Smurfs knew they had to act quickly to save their beloved leader. Brainy, with his sharp mind and keen eye for details, remembered a special potion that could dissolve the shield. He set off to gather herbs from the deepest parts of the forest, where only the bravest Smurfs dared to roam. Meanwhile, Hefty, with his mighty strength and courageous heart, approached the enchanted guards. With a playful grin, he challenged them to a wrestling match, diverting their attention away from Brainy's quest. On the other side of the forest, Smurfette, known for her radiant charm and wit, devised a clever plan. She approached the mystical mirror that controlled the shield and used her delightful charm to trick the mirror into temporarily lowering its defenses. Brainy mixed the potion as Hefty kept the guards busy and Smurfette held the mirror's attention. With teamwork and determination, the Smurfs combined their skills and rescued Papa Smurf just in the nick of time. They rushed back to their mushroom village, where Papa Smurf greeted them with a warm smile and grateful heart. "Thank you, my dear Smurfs. You have shown that together, we can overcome any darkness," he said, his wisdom shining as brightly as his appreciation. The Smurfs cheered and celebrated their victory, knowing that as long as they worked together, nothing was impossible in their enchanted world. And so, the Smurfs continued their adventures, always side by side, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead.